Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at the WOWStick 1F Plus. This is a premium electric screwdriver. This is not for everybody, but this was a little Christmas gift from Simple Electronics to Simple Electronics, and so it's a great way to start the new year. I did the unboxing on my live stream channel. Check it out in the link in the description below. But it was very Apple-y. It was packaged in all these sort of like little cardboard boxes and stuff. It was actually quite a neat experience if you're like that kind of things. I kind of do, especially when you pay this much money for this. But basically what you get in the box is you get the electric screwdriver itself, and it's nice and tiny. It's very small, has really nice keys, but we're going to talk about this later. You get this plastic case, which I need to go on a rant on, so probably at the end of this video. You get a magnetizer and demagnetizer, suction cup, a little guitar pick pry tool. You get a little vial with some common screws, which is interesting. You get a USB-C charging cable, very nice to use USB-C. You get a whole whack of bits, so this one says 69 pieces. I think that's including all this stuff though. So I got these 3 tubes of bits. You get a stand, which I need to rant about as well. Then you have, did I mention the magnetic mat? This thing is pretty cool. So for the screwdriver itself, the construction is actually quite nice. And I'm going to try to get the focus right here, but it's very difficult. On the end, all you have is the USB-C with a little charge indicator. And then you've got this, what they call a piano key. And it's very light pressure needed for, reverse and forward. The thing is quite silent, makes a little bit of a whir, and it takes these standard 4mm bits. Now, it's not the big screwdriver size, 1/4 inch bits. These are 4mm. They're a little bit small, and it's got LEDs on the tip to light up your work. I do wish you can turn these on and off, because sometimes I want to see what I'm doing before I hit the trigger, As far as backlash, it's got a bit of backlash, but you can screw by hand, which is nice. However, you don't have very much grip, so I don't think that's really the point of this. The point of this is driving screws in and out, easily and quickly, and then you give it the final little, little giver to bring it on home. Also, the torque is 0.15 Newton meters, so it's not a lot. So I can actually hold it. I can full stall it without a problem. So yeah, it's great for precision work. I wouldn't go and disassemble an engine with this thing. Here are all the bits that are included in the kit I bought, linked below. What's nice is you do get some bits that are a little bit longer down here. There we go. You get some that are a little bit longer, so your sort of hard access screws are pretty nice to have in these long ones. Also, the bit holders are a little bit novel, whereas they're a tube, and then you pull the tube out on this side, and sort of like all the bits come out with it. So this is great for it being compact, but not great for retrievability. So I think a 3D printed solution is in order for that. The accessories they give you are a little bit lackluster. I mean, a really cheap magnetizer, demagnetizer. You get this little guitar pick type thing, but you only get one, and these things are cheap as hell, so they could have put a couple in there. Suction cup, very nice to use to pry phone screens off, and just a basic USB-C cable. The weird thing was this vial of screws. They say it's common screws, but I don't know. It is nice to have. I just I'm not 100% sure if that was necessary. Cool though. Now the really weird part is the base they offer with this. So it's just basically a heavy weight. I think it's just pure aluminum, and it's got a little rounded hole, and then it's got a little sticker, but the base is smaller than the top, and so it makes this quite wobbly. I'll show you in a longer shot. But another thing that's interesting is it makes the WOW Stick look a little, well, And well, indeed. I mean, it is heavy, but it's just not that heavy. And if you have it just sitting there, it really doesn't take much to topple it over. I really wish this thing had a wider base. I get that they're, they have a design language and they want, the rounded thing, but the base is honestly the second weakest thing about this whole thing. And I guarantee you, I am not going to be using this base shortly. I'm going to have a 3D printed replacement for this. So I really wish they would have, not included it and discounted the price a little bit. And why the second crappiest? Because I don't understand the case they provide with this thing. I mean, first and foremost, well, it just grabbed all of the dust in my workshop. I just put it to the side. But first and foremost, the lid doesn't snap on or anything. And even so, look at the gap. I mean, that's just not good craftsmanship. On top of that, I get that they have a design language, right, with these little bumps. But I can't even stack all three of the bit holders on it because the bumps are not even the right radius. Like if you try to put them together, they're not the right size. I really wish they would have just omitted this and, drop the price a little bit. I mean, this shipped empty, if I'm not mistaken, and so it took a lot of space in this whole packaging, which really wasn't necessary. The screw pad, however, was a neat addition because it feels like a fridge magnet, but it's a little bit more powerful than that, and you can just kind of stick your screws on it and they really don't go anywhere. In fact, on my live stream, when I took out some iPhone screws and just plopped them down, they fell on their head and they just stood up like this. So that was pretty neat. With a bit attached, it seems to have quite enough length to reach most screws, but let's give it a test anyways. So these are 2 multimeters and I'm going to try to get into them. Is there another screw here? Nope. Should probably remove these batteries before they leak on me, but here it goes. So I'm not going to apply any torque. I'm just going to use the button. No, not strong enough. So I'm going to give it a twist. Just barely. See, once they get going though, it really gets going. So you do need to give it a twist to get it started. Yeah, but these are threaded right into plastic, so it takes a lot of torque to unstick them. But it is quicker to pull them out after. It's struggling. There we go. So is the magnet strong enough to pull them out now? Yep, pretty good. Not super strong magnet though. Does it come off? There we go, it comes off. So don't forget, there's a little bit of tension because this is a grounding spring here. So these are in, they're in tension. So there's a little bit of force on the head of those screws. Let's try this smaller ANEG multimeter. Nope, not enough strength, so I have to break them loose. Oh yeah, these are chewy. I'm not sure this will come out. Yeah, it's doing a decent job. Definitely struggles. Now, obviously, maybe the battery is low on this thing. I wouldn't know. I didn't charge it when it came in. This is just out of the box. I literally played with it for a few seconds yesterday, but I really didn't take any of these powerful screws out. And you can check me because I did this all on the live stream. Oh, battery holder. Hate the fact these things have screws, but it's so people don't choke on things. Or kids, I should say. Will this come apart now? I guess that really wasn't the point of this, was it? Putting these things back together, I did find a neat feature that if you just keep your finger on the motor, you can actually use it as sort of like a ratchet. So here we go. I'm going to drive this in. All the way to the end. And then there we go. Works just like a sort of motorized ratchet. I mean, let's just be honest. The torque is not extreme on this thing, but look at the thinness of it. It's not meant to be a torque tool. It's meant to be a precision tool. Let's see now if we can get these big chunky screws out of this fluke. They might be in threaded inserts. I actually don't know, but here. Let's give it a shot. Nope. Just giving it a little twist though. Oh, don't, that's definitely right in plastic. So it's doing a decent job. So back, using the sort of the battery ratchet portion. I don't know how good it is to stall the motor, but it does say that it is supported. It says ratcheting type action. Yeah, these are threaded right into plastic. They are much bigger screws, probably beyond what this was intended to do. But it should have metal gears. So there, that's out. Battery can probably slide right out. Does this come apart now? Yeah, there we go. Housing is off. Ooh, you can see the nice glass fuses in there. So overall, I really like this thing. A couple things that I would change and that I will change by 3D printing. So the base is not really for me. I'm probably going to have this kind of sticking out at a 45-degree angle, you know, from my pegboard back there. The bit holders aren't for me, and this case isn't for me, but everything else is quite nice. This thing has a reasonable amount of torque. I have not even charged the battery yet, so we'll see how it is with that charged. This mat is actually quite nice because ask my live stream viewers, I do lose things a lot, so popping them down on a mat is really nice. This thing here I will try to repurpose into something else because it is not quite something that I would use in my everyday flow. But yeah, so 3D printing will fix this for me, probably this for me, and this for me, but the core tool is totally worth it, and for the amount I paid for it, I believe I will get my money's worth. Thanks for watching.